This morning on the Huddle, we're going to be talking about 5 tips that are going to help you get more views. 5 tips that are going to help you grow your channel. 5 tips that is going to help you take it to the next level. 5 tips that are going to help you to be consistent on YouTube. And we're starting right now. Praise the Lord, everyone. Welcome to the Huddle. I'm your host, Walter Strong. If you're new here and you want to broaden your reach, your impact, and income through online video, then we want to welcome you to the show. This morning, we're going to be talking about 5 tips that are going to help you to grow your channel, get more views, and take your content creation to the next level. What are we talking about? What is the secret sauce, the 5 tips that are going to help you do that? And that's simply, we got to be more consistent in uploading content. We got to be consistent on YouTube. We got to be consistent in the product and in the videos and live streams that we're putting out. And so this morning, we're going to talk about that. Normally we have a guest that come on, but this morning, Huddle community, it's you and me that are going to kick off this show. As soon as I pull up my show notes, boom, there we go. And as you're checking in here on the live stream, do me a favor, let me know where you're watching me from in the chat. And also, if you're going to be watching the replay, if you're a part of Team Replay, because Team Replay has been represented on every live stream that after we've gone off the air, they continue to keep the conversation going. Let us know in the comment section your Team Replay and where you're watching us from. And if you're Team Live, let us know in the chat that you're Team Live and where you're watching us from here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, we got the one, we got the only, all the way from London, Mr. Ash Bolin, Team Live. You are the official captain, Ash, of Team Live. I appreciate you being on, man. Say hello to the wife and to your son and to the family for me. So 5 tips on getting more views, 5 tips on growing your channel, 5 tips on being able to take things to the next level in content creation. And tip number 1 simply is, if you're going to be consistent on YouTube, you got to plan out your content. You got to plan out and sit down and come up with those video ideas, because there's nothing worse than to be saying, hey, I'm going to do some recording and some recording of some videos. And then when you sit down, you don't know what you're going to be talking about when you press record. And so the record button is pressed and you don't have a clue what you're doing. And so you want to plan out your content, plan out your video ideas, plan them out based upon the goal that you set for your channel. So if your goal is about being able to, for example, Captain Ash Bolin, who's into podcasting, he is a master strategist who plans out his content on podcasting. And he may say, okay, we're going to take it to the beginner's level of podcasting 101. Then he takes it to the intermediate level of podcasting 201, where he now talks about podcasting monetization, to podcasting 301. And as a result, by him planning out his content, it allows the content to be able to add value to his viewers. It'll be able to be quality content. And as a result, he's not just making one video, but he has an arsenal, if you will, of content that he can put out. And I seen you guys, man, you're putting daily content out so that his viewers and his audience and prospective new people who are going to be a part of his community continually see daily content that he's putting out. But you got to plan it out. And so that's the same if you have a podcasting channel for YouTube, if you got a tech channel, If you're a vlogger, you got to plan out your content, because when you fail to plan, you're basically unfortunately setting yourself up for disappointment. You're setting yourself up, unfortunately, for an unsuccessful um, uh, live stream or a video. And so as a result, you got a plan. And so as we get ready to go into tip two, we have also a co-host, a guest co-host, who's going to be joining us. He's no stranger to the Huddle community. He is a person who truly understands why you need to be consistent on YouTube. And because he's been consistent on YouTube, he has his silver play button. He has over 100,000 subscribers. That's right. He got 100,000 subscribers. So whether if your goal is to get 100,000 subscribers, if your goal is to increase sales and increase leads for your business, if your goal is to become a full-time YouTuber and having a full-time career, you got to be consistent. And so my guest co-host, who I'm about to bring on, Mr. Louis Rollins II. Let me get this man in the saddle, get him set up. Give me a second here, Huddle community. There he is. There he is. Good morning, sir. How we doing? Okay, we don't have any audio yet. No audio. No audio. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, right quick, since you don't have any audio, I'm going to remove you from the stream right quick. Let you stay right down there in the green room. So while he's getting his audio straightened out, Ash says, oh yeah, definitely. You got to have a plan for your topics, because they always seem really niche focused. That's right. If you're gonna put content, it's got to be niched. You can't be reaching out for everybody, because if you try to reach everybody, chances is you ain't gonna reach nobody. And I like lasagna. There's some days I like chicken. There's some days I like salmon. But if you're gonna sit there and try to serve me all of it in one shot, I'm probably not going to fill you on all those different dishes that you want to serve me. I'm depending on what my appetite is and what I'm hungry for. What my pain point is what I'm going to be looking for. And that's the same way it is in content creation. So let's try Louis right quick, getting one more chance. Boom. Nope. No audio. Okay, we can't hear you. All right, I'm gonna let you work that out. Hit me up in the instant messenger when you think you got ready. So we're talking about 5 tips on helping you to be able to be consistent on YouTube, so that you can grow your channel, get more views, and take your content creation to the next level. Tip number 2: not only do you have to plan out your video ideas that you come up with, then you got to block out the time to do it. Okay, you got to block it out. You got to block out the time. We all have 24 hours in a day. And so depending on how much sleep you get in a day, if you take 6 to 8 hours of sleep, okay, that leaves you now with 16 hours. If you are an entrepreneur and you have your own business, you're probably putting in easily 8 to 10 hours for the business. And so right there, that leaves you for 6 hours. Let's just say leaves you with 6 hours there. And then if you're married and you have a wife and you have children, well, right there is basically 5 hours of your time. And so you're left, let's say 4 to 5 hours. Now you're left with 1 to 2 hours. And you say, Walter, how do I schedule the time to be able to make content, to upload videos, and to do a live stream show? That's a valid point. But here's what I understand. Not every day is going to be blocked out like that, where you're only going to have 1 to 2 hours. There's going to be a day where you can be able to say, okay, Wednesday is going to be my day that I'm going to schedule and start working on those video ideas. It's going to be the time I'm going to block out and to start working on my thumbnail game, and get my thumbnail game to the level that it needs to be, because maybe I'm not getting anyone to click on the videos. And Ash, I heard Nick Nimmin yesterday. I was watching the replay of his live stream last week, and he said something that, man, that is a needed reminder for every content creator. And that simply is, we can't expect all of the hard work, all of the effort that we put in to our videos and to our live streams, expecting the results are going to produce. Our efforts are going to produce some results just because of how hard we worked in putting things together. We can't expect, and I'm probably not saying it the way Nick said it, but basically what I got from it was that my hard work and my effort doesn't entitle me to instant success. It doesn't entitle me to views. It doesn't entitle me to subscribers. It doesn't entitle me to the growth that I think I should be getting. But the truth of the matter is, if I'm basically, I'm basically, planning out the video ideas. I'm blocking out the time, and I'm working on my thumbnails, and I'm working on making some good quality content, and I'm working on the editing, the whole piece of putting a quality video together. Ultimately, that video is going to get in front of the right audience, in front of the right viewers, and then I will be able to see what the audience thinks of the content that I put out. I can then go into, as he was saying, go into the YouTube analytics, maybe 30 to 60 days later, and then look at how that video performed. Where was the drop off? Where maybe the person was watching the video for the first 5 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes, and then there was a drop off. Then maybe I need to go ahead and see, okay, instead of me making a 10-minute video, maybe I need to take the video and now make it into 5 minutes, and continue that process in planning out the content, blocking out the time on getting better, and ultimately the success of more views will come. The success of getting more subscribers will come. One of the goals that I set for myself this year, which was a goal I didn't accomplish the year before, was I wanted to be able to have 25 likes on a video or a live stream that had eventually, end up with people would watch the replay. And all last year, I never reached that goal. And I kept saying, what do I have to do to reach this goal? What do I got to do to reach this goal? We set these goals and say, I want to get 100 subscribers by 3 months. And I want to get 1,000 views in 6 months. I want to get 25 likes on this video in 30 days. And it just wasn't happening. Well, I had our good friend Denise Jordan on a couple of weeks ago, where she talked about the importance of sharing your passion on YouTube. And that right now, I think there's about a little over close to 225 views. Team Replay is really representing on that content, and YouTube is definitely sharing that content. But here's the point. I was looking at my analytics, and I looked and I said, oh, snap, there's over 30 likes on this video. And I said, man, now I get it. If instead of me chasing the numbers, the subscribers, the views, and I just work on putting out great content, those goals will eventually complete themselves in the time that they need to. And you may say, man, wow, that's rock. That's 101. But as YouTubers, we fail to realize that. And so, hey, if you want to be consistent on YouTube, you got to plan out your content. Tip number 2, you got to batch out your content. Got to say good morning to my man, Robert Hyman, all the way from Arizona, checking this out here on the Huddle. Peace and blessings, my brother. All right, we're going to try our co-host one more time. We got all the techs and the bugs and the kinks out. Uh-oh, here.
Hey, everybody.
Good morning, Louis. How we doing, sir?
Oh, man. Hey, it's been a good morning, challenging morning, but hey, we're still here, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we just been going over these first 2 tips on how to stay consistent on YouTube. For those of you who are just tuning in, Louis, why don't you tell them about yourself, about your YouTube channel, and in terms of the first 2 tips that we talked about, how you've been able to plan out your video ideas, because your channel to me is the CBN, Christian Broad Network of YouTube. It's the Trinity Broadcast Network of YouTube. You're the Daystar of network of putting content. So just touch on how you've been able to be successful in planning out your videos on YouTube.
Well, I want to tell you just a little bit about myself as I segue into plan out content and schedule out content. My name is Louis Rollins II. I am a believer in Jesus Christ, number one. Again, I want to just say great indeed. Thank you to Brother Walter Strong III there, the Huddle man himself. I just wanted to share with you all my passion for putting out Christian content through the area of Christian sermons. It started when I was a young man, growing up in North Carolina. And to see how that has just come to fruition now as an adult, it still blows my mind. I said, now I see why God has called me to do what he's called me to do through pushing content out there. But the goal of the content that I produce is to bring souls to Christ, number one. And I know we can go look at our views, subscribers, and likes, but I'm also trying to go after more like, testimonies, encouragement. Hey, this video helped me stay alive today. This video encouraged me today. This video helped me to really just turn my life around. So, I just been more focused on trying to get more testimonies as well. But as far as like, when it comes to planning out your content,
yes,
for the first 2 tips that have been shared, I'm going to speak to all just to the YouTubers as a whole. Please take time every other day or so, or each day, log into your YouTube studio. That is so very important, because you could just be producing content and not looking at your statistics and not knowing what's going on. You have to learn about your audience, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, think about it. We've been going through something for the last 2.5 years, right? COVID-19. I had to figure out, okay, what time do my viewers, what time are they really home? What time are they, logging on to YouTube to check out Brother Rollins' Videos for Christ, all right? So I noticed, okay, Monday through Friday, okay, most of the time my viewers are home, or they're logging on around maybe 6 o'clock in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, they're probably just getting off work, right?
Right.
So, using tools like TubeBuddy or vidIQ, they'll share with me, hey, look, it might be a good idea to put a video out on maybe Tuesday. It'll show you on your YouTube studio, your graph, hey, many viewers. The more purple it looks, the more viewers that you have on your analytics, okay?
Mm-hmm.
For each day, Monday through Sunday. Of course, my big day has to be Sunday morning. Sunday, all day Sunday. People watching church all day long. And so what I would try to do is just put a video out there as the crowd is logging on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the key thing I just want to share with you all to do. Please study and look at your YouTube studio from who you are reaching, your viewers, your age range, also your average view duration, which is very key. And also you'll be able to see, okay, what cities and what states and what continents are watching your content as well too. Of course, the United States is going to be top number one, but other continents are watching as well.
See, you giving a master class. See, I should just turn the whole show over to you and let you teach a master class on YouTube analytics, because you're right. When you sit there and you look at in terms of the graph, in terms of when people are logging on and when they are watching your content, and as you're planning out your video ideas, you can then say, okay, here's the best times for me to be able to start recording these videos, so that I'm not scrambling the day hours before the 6 o'clock. I'm not scrambling early in the day to put stuff together. I got a couple of days together where I can plan out the video ideas, plan out the thumbnails, because I'm real big on that. As soon as I do my video ideas, I'm like, okay, now I got to work on my thumbnails.
Yes. And I tell you, what, to all of our just YouTubers out there, doing this for 16 years, I never, of course, now YouTube has the feature where you can premiere a video. Okay. Have the opportunity where you connect with your viewers and, hey, look, I would say this to everybody out there on YouTube. Use that premiere button when you're posting your scheduling and uploading your content onto your YouTube channel. Use that premiere button. The reason why is because it gives the viewers a notification. Hey, look, hey, the Huddle is coming on Saturday with a new episode with Denise Jordan. What I would do, I'm just speaking as a viewer from my end, I would set my reminder. So it will send me an email and say, hey, look, don't forget that, this video will be premiering on the Huddle show with Walter Strong and Denise Jordan, because, hey, I want to watch that live stream, and it has piqued my interest. That's how it is within my content, a sermon that's posted online. And what happens is, Walter, we were talking about likes, right?
Right.
I started noticing that my likes were coming in a lot more sooner before the video is posted and premiered. Sometimes I can probably average maybe like 20 likes per video before it's scheduled out there, because once it premieres, it's coming on into the onto the YouTube platform. So that's another thing that you can, as YouTubers, that you all can do, just schedule out your content. Now, I have to stick to a schedule. Yes, I could post videos every 7 days of the week, but I want to make sure that I give my viewers enough time to come in. I want to give my viewers enough time to, hey, see what has been posted for the week, but I don't want to overload them, Think about it, when you go to a restaurant, you don't want to overload your plate too heavy, because you can't eat everything.
Oh, man, you don't want to do like the fat boys with fat boys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We had a moment. I had a moment.
Yeah.
I had a moment.
Yeah.
You know how they used to love to eat with them all you can eat videos.
Yeah.
You don't load them up with content.
Yeah. So, those are things that, I would just encourage everybody. Sometimes I know I'm in the Christian arena, as I say on YouTube, right? Sometimes I can put a sermon out there on Sunday because I know that my views are increased, because my age group of people, I'm just going to be honest, thank God for the elders of the church,
the church,
they're going to be right there on Sunday looking for something. If they have finished watching their worship service early in the morning, because, church is early now. You can go to church at 7:30 in the morning now, not just at 11 o'clock.
Right.
I noticed that, when Monday comes, that's when everybody's kind of the video views and, watch time. Everybody's kind of just taking a break, because, now it is when Monday comes, you're starting your week back over again. Rerun. So that's okay. Listen, all right, here's what I'm going to have to do. Either I'm going to have to find a way to post something maybe on Saturday, so they can be prepared to get up in the morning to watch the video that I have created and posted for Sunday. Or I can post something on Sunday evening so that gives them opportunity on Sunday to watch it, Monday to watch it, and then definitely on Tuesday to watch it again. Or I post another video or do it on Wednesday. So I would just say stick to your consistent schedule each week of posting videos. For me, I'm going to do between 3 to 4 because I want to give my audience time to come on in, you know. Trust me, they know that you posted your video, but also during those down times after you posted it, before you post that video and after you post that video, it's going to be up to you to notify and connect with your viewers and your subscribers on how they can watch that video. So has anybody ever heard of the community tab on your YouTube channel? Okay. What is the community tab? It's the area where you can connect and ask questions and also share your thumbnail, your flyer about what you do. You can ask questions. You can do a poll. Those things have helped for me because there was a time where I just simply just asked my viewers, "Hey, look, I put a challenge to them, see if they're paying attention. What sermon video has been a blessing to your life? If it's a sermon, you got to give me the preacher's name, the title, and the scripture." So they got to give them their little homework. Got to put in work. So, some of them, they'll just give me the preacher name, but some say, "Hey, look, I've been watching this sermon over and over again. It has really connected with my life." Those things that you can do. YouTubers.
Now, I want to my YouTubers that are probably watching us, but I have not in the chat. Let us know where you're watching us from. They're saying, "Louis, but you're doing Christian content. I do tech, I do food, I do podcasting, I do live streaming. That works for you. We're a little different. You got the silver play button with you?
Oh yes.
Can you just put it up? Put it before the camera. I want you to let you know for every YouTuber, whatever your channel is, my man, how many views you sitting on? Subscribers you sitting on? I think it was like 127,000 or something.
Right now, as I'm at 123,000 subscribers, getting ready to hit 124 in the next couple of days.
Okay, so he doing Christian content that's primarily target niche. He has a niche audience because those pastors, they're probably watching you on Sunday morning because they didn't study for their message the way they I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. Forgive me, I repent. But let me just say it. They didn't study and get before the Lord on the message to share before the people. So they're logging in on Sunday morning to see what sermons you put up there to say, "Okay, I'm going to preach this sermon to the congregation, and this is the word from the Lord." I'm sorry. But as a result, he had a silver play button over 100,000. So for those of us who are on YouTube, who are trying to either get 1,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, just by him taking those first 2 tips, planning out his strategy, working with his community tab, blocking out his time, looking at his analytics, he's sitting there with, hold it up real nice for the Huddle community and the team replay can see it. He's sitting there with a silver play button.
Certified
from YouTube. Is it from you? He didn't get that from Walmart.
I'm gonna tell you how certified it is. I even got the letter.
He got the letter. Yeah. That didn't come from Walmart.
Well,
no offense to Walmart.
Hey, from the CEO. The CEO.
Oh my goodness. So what we're talking about here is staying consistent on YouTube. Hey, if you're getting great value out of this live stream discussion on 5 tips of how to stay consistent on YouTube, get more views, hold that silver play button up, get your more subscribers for the channel. Do me a favor, smash the like button, share this on your favorite social media channel. If you're just joining us in the chat, let us know where you're watching us from. I'm sorry, Louis. I just had to say that. I wanted you to put that silver play button up.
Yes.
All right. So
Hey, you're next.
yes, sir. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The time in God's time, it is definitely coming. Tip number 3. So now you touched on it a little, but batching out your content. So for live streamers, this could be a little different for us. And then I'm gonna turn it over to Louis. But after you do your live stream shows, don't just turn around and sit there and make an hour to 2 hours of live stream content and sit there and think you're going to get over 100 to 200 views from Team Replay, expecting your community, your audience, your niche audience to sit there and spend an hour to 2 hours out of their time to watch your YouTube video. When they got to do shopping, they got to go to the gym, they got to go to work, they got family. Cut that up in clips. My man Ash Boland is the guru of clips, where he'll do a live stream, Louis, and then after you do a live stream, he'll start clipping it up in YouTube, and then he'll go to I don't know how he ticking and talking on TikTok, but he on TikTok, he on LinkedIn, he on Instagram, he's got that live stream, and then you just kind of segue it where you say, hey, you want to watch more of this? Here's the link. Go watch the entire interview or watch the entire live stream. And if you batch it out that way, you'll see more, not just impressions, but your click-through rate will show people clicking more, not just on your clips, but on your live stream. So what's batching out content for you in terms of how your strategy for your channel, Louis?
I mean, batching out content for my channel is basically, I'll give you a prime example. I'm working with a minister at a church right now. They provided probably almost maybe like 10 to 15 sermons. So I have to take some time throughout the week on the down day, because throughout the week, I've taken time also to schedule out, content that I already have scheduled into the YouTube platform for premieres, right? I have to take time to, watch the content that has been provided for me, to edit, to also create the video file for it to be posted onto YouTube. And so I take throughout the week, maybe 1 to 2 days out of the week to watch the content that has been provided for me to prepare for you all. It's like a meal, think about, we're talking about scheduling again, think about when you go to a school cafeteria or you go to your favorite restaurant. I would know that they would, hey, look, I'll give you another good example is there's this place I love. It's called Crumble Cookie. Highly suggest that place. I know that they have a schedule. You're not going to get the same cookies every week. Yeah, you'll get a chocolate chip cookie, but they have different recipes and different flavors coming out for the week. And they'll send you email, hey, look, this week we'll have the chocolate brownie cookie or the sugar cookie or the snickerdoodle cookie for this week. So four flavors, right? So that's what I have to do with my content, with these sermons that I'm working with, because trust me, I wasn't expecting all this content to be sent to me to, hey, look, can you take a look at this? And then also I have to look at, we're in a society now where we're dealing with Christian content. We have to be very careful on what we post and what subject matters are talked about, because, we don't want YouTube, flagging us down and taking us away forever, right? So I have to also, okay, let me see what this title is about. What is this minister talking about? Okay, is this going to connect with my audience? And, of course, me being a believer in Jesus Christ, I have to, pray and say, hey, okay, look, what's going to be the first sermon to share? Maybe this sermon is not suitable for our viewers for right now, because there's some controversial things and issues and topics. Yes, they're telling the truth from God's word, but, we have to use, I'm saying to YouTube, use that wisdom, because also within your description, what you write down, what's about the video, make sure you don't have any controversial words, keywords in your description about your video, because YouTube is going to ask you those questions about, hey, look, what is this about? And they pick up something that, hey, I'm just going to give a good example. The word hell, H-E-L-L. Of course, that's in the Bible. That's what some preachers talk about. But I saw something where it picked up where it said it was a controversial keyword. So I can take the keyword out.
Okay.
So I would just say to every YouTuber, please, if you get that gut sense to say, hey, look, maybe this might not be the right video to share this week, or let me just hold off on this one. I would say again to everybody on YouTube, also, if you got like within your niche, if you're trying to do like a series about something, like I know for you, Walter, you're more focused on, hey, look, I want to just stick with consistency this month. We're going to talk about consistency. I'm going to interview YouTubers about consistency.
Right.
That's what you're going to talk about for this month. Or you can do it just each week. Consistency, video views next week. It could be, hey, subscribers next week. It could be how to connect with the audience. You do it like, you do it like how we do it in the church. Our sermon series will be about love. Next 3 Sundays, we're going to talk about love. I mean, that's what preachers do in church, or in Bible study. We're going to talk about how to forgive someone that's hurt you, those kind of things. I would just encourage everybody also too. And how you can do that, I'll tell you what you need to do. Look on your YouTube channel and you're going to see the playlist tab. You can customize videos according to your category of topics and subjects that you have done through your content. Me doing Christian content, I just came up with a playlist called the Inspiring Sermons, because someone on YouTube, they're logging on, they're looking for a sermon to watch. They'll find my playlist. And then I have to write a nice, straight to the point description about that sermon list. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. The last 2 years, because in the beginning, I never posted full sermons from the beginning to the end. I just gave a little teaser. Gave a little teaser. But when the pandemic hit, people were asking once again, hey, the preview was cool, but I would like to watch the whole thing. And it's worked. And to be honest with you, I don't have to put out 6 or 7 videos a week. I can just do 2 or 3 and allow the people to come on in and, hey, look, they're able to find it. Another video playlist, come up with some catchy titles to your playlist videos. I mean, I got something where, Baptist preaching, Pentecostal preaching, notable ministers that people know, like maybe like a G.E. Patterson or Reverend Clay Evans, because I have to also still figure out, okay, what are people really watching? And Walter, we talked about this before. The number one audience of people that I have to compete with is the people that just want to watch the preacher say, "Oh Lord, ain't the Lord all right?" Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, sometimes I don't want to put content out like that, but sometimes I have to throw a little something out there just in case to bring them on in to see what's going on Videos for Christ YouTube channel.
Definitely. Hey, if you're getting great value out of this discussion on 5 tips on how to stay consistent on YouTube to get more views, grow your channel, and take it to the next level, hey, Team Live, give me a hashtag stay consistent. Hashtag stay consistent. And if your team replay, hashtag stay consistent for me. Hey, smash the like button. Click the thumbs up. Share this on your favorite social media channel. If you're just joining us, let us know in the chat where you're watching us from, because we want to be able to acknowledge you here on the Huddle. Okay, so boom, we talked about planning out your content. We talked about blocking out time, batching out content, shutting out distractions. Rather. And for me, I believe, Louis, the biggest distraction that as a content creator that we got to deal with It's the cell phone. Now I just got the new iPhone 13. I didn't get the Pro Max.
Ah.
I got the 13. But what I found is, man, I fell in love with this camera. I saw the camera. I was like, oh, and by the way, this live stream is not sponsored by Apple. I'm just letting you know.
Right.
I saw the video camera on this 13. I was like, oh, but then the notifications, Facebook, Twitter, emails, text messages. I mean, the distractions will come at you. And we can't forget the scammers, the spammers and scammers who's constantly calling you. I mean, this can be your number one distraction if you don't know how to shut out and manage distractions, where you're trying to focus on producing content. You're going to be constantly distracted because someone just went live because they are on. And, no disrespect to my fellow content creators. If you want to do 100-day live stream, don't get upset with me if I don't answer none of your notifications. I'm busy trying to create content myself.
Oh yeah.
But it's a distraction. How have you been able to manage and shut out distractions? So hold the silver play button up, because see you got proof positive. If you shut out the distractions, you can see that play button that says there's 100,000 subscribers of people who like your content. How you been able to do that?
Well, I mean, for me, I have to what's worked better for me is, I'm about to write out what am I gonna accomplish for the week, and what days I'm gonna do what I need to do, so that I can be held accountable for what I have written down. And it's sort of like my checklist. Okay. I have to write down what I'm going to do. Hey, look, Monday, I'm going to take time to watch the content that's been provided for me from my customers. I'm just going to say it like that. And people that my clients, excuse me. Mm-hmm. That's what I have to do, number one. And then I have to, understand that, hey, look, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get all of my video footage, into my video software system onto my computer. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now I've also had to learn too, just a private testimony is I can't conquer everything in one day. Number one, Take your time, because people do understand and people will figure it out. Hey, look, maybe this was maybe posted too soon. This was seen kind of rushed. Or maybe, hey, look, it's not really, connecting right now. But I have to, still be accountable to the God of our salvation, on what I need to do. But also when it comes to also distractions as well, too, turn off my phone or, silence my phone, turn it over. One, so I won't get no notifications, or put it far away or put it in another room. Or turn off my iPad, or just silence my iPad and just put it in another room as well. Make sure I don't have the TV on. But I can tell you what kind of helps me when I'm working. I love to listen to smooth jazz. I mean, it's good instrumental music. I'm able to turn it on. I don't have it on too loud, but just good enough. I'm able to just do what I need to do. And complete what I need to complete. And I call it my focus music and everything. I can't have Christian music on because I'm gonna be, probably caught up in worship, wave your hands in the air, kind of thing. I want to testify.
There you go. Hey, I mean, no, you got to have some focus music. Yes. Yeah, for me, it's Brian Culbertson. Right. I get me some Brian Culberson on, and I'm working on my runner show notes. I'm working on my thumbnails. Yes. I'm working on sending out some emails. So whether if it's Brian Culberson,
Gerard James,
Boney James, Rick Braun. There it is. Hey, Huddle community, put in the chat, who's your favorite jazz artists or music artists that you use to help you to stay focused? Put that in the chat for me. If you got a favorite artist that you use to help you to stay focused, because the goal of the matter is we got to stay consistent with this thing. We got to stay consistent. And so, you know, Louis, we've been talking about consistency in terms of uploading, you know, planning out video ideas, blocking out the time, batching out, shutting out distractions so that way we can upload more video. But let's talk about now consistency in terms of our brand and our message, because I think sometimes as YouTubers, we miss this. We miss this point where we need to be consistent in the message and the brand we're putting out. And so, you know, as a content Christian creator, you have the unique challenge of where when people send you content, they want you to put certain sermons and to post them. How you, and again, I understand prayer plays a part in that. You know, getting discernment from the Lord for you is important.
And
but
getting his wisdom too.
And using wisdom. But how are you able to take that and to say, okay, this is the type of content that I'm going to put up on the channel that keeps a consistent brand and message for my viewers and prospective viewers that who want to watch my content?
Well, when that happens, I have to understand, number one, when I'm meeting with that minister, you know, of course, by via phone or video chat, you know, through our technology now. You know, first of all, when I work with a minister, you know, my goal is, especially if it's somebody I know, or, you know, we have a conversation about their sermon, all right? And I have my questions, and that minister will have their questions as well too. One minister that I'm working with out in Texas, he'll send me a sermon. He said, "Hey, you know, hey Doc, can you take a look at this, see if this will work?" That kind of thing, that kind of conversation. Number one. Of course, you know, we're in the life of the church, all right, in the life of believers that's, you know, studying God's word, you know, churchgoers and church people, you know, and Christians as well. What I can say is sometimes when I receive that content, you know, again, it's up to me as a content creator to, you know, figure out, hey, okay, is this, you know, worthy enough for my viewers to watch or listen to this? Number one. Also, I'm in a situation too where I'm receiving content from a church. I have to review some other things beyond the content, you know, the matter, the subject matter, but also, can I see the preacher and can I hear the preacher? Those are key things, because if my viewers, if I can't see the preacher and if I can hear the preacher very well, I don't think it's a good idea for me to put that content out there, because, you know, think about it. I wouldn't just give you, if you order a whole sandwich, I'm not going to just give you just a soggy sandwich and it's just, you know, the meat is smelling funny and, you know,
you're right,
the lettuce is kind of old. You know, if I'm going to present something to you, I want to present something that's presentable. That's, you know, I mean, of course, food, if it's edible, you know, hey, make sure, of course, also that it's clean and, you know, nothing is expired, you know. So that's what I have to do within you know, how I'm preparing content as well too, because I ask a minister in a heartbeat. I said, look, you know, you got a link, shoot it to me, let me check it out, and I'll give you my honest opinion, yay or nay, you know, that kind of thing. And then also, but, you know, also, I tell you like this, I will tell that minister, hey, look, you know, let's work on your audio just a little bit. Let's work on your video. You may need to zoom in a little closer, because sometimes if I can see you more closer, I feel like you're having a personal conversation with me, though you're talking to your congregation. Okay. That worked out for a minister one time, because I mean, I posted one video one time, but he looked like he was just so far away. You could hear him really good. Had a great message, but I said the only thing that we're missing is your cameraman's got to zoom in a little closer, get like a medium close up shot. I said, as they see you and they see the passion about what you're preaching about, you're going to connect with more people. And I started seeing within his own channels, even within on mine, how video views just went up. It went up. I said, now you see what I'm talking about. The closer that we can see you, the more I have more of a connection with you, because I said, think about it. There's going to be people watching your sermon morning, noon, day, or night. Prime example. One preacher talked about repentance. When I tell you that sermon has been posted almost at least 2 years, and the video views are still going up, up, up. And I'm getting more comments about it. I said, okay, now we got something that was working. Of course, I tell the ministers too, I said, okay, listen, I want you to be yourself, number one, but don't come with no gimmicks, because you don't want to be in a situation where you're trying to be like the other preacher or the other minister. Okay. Whatever God has given to you, you stay secure in what God has given you to bring to us, to help us, walk in a better light in Christ.
Right. So it's interesting. You're able to do that with each of the individuals that you post, so that there is a consistency throughout the channel where people can be able to see the person in the video and from visual to audio. And so there's a consistent brand and consistent thread within the message of each video, correct?
Yes, sir. And another thing is, now I'm gonna be honest with you, I've received some content, and the sermon was just awesome. But maybe the sermon, I'm not maybe, but pretty much I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of churches right now, even when the pandemic, came into the world, a lot of them didn't have the great, technology, or did not invest in the technology equipment that they needed to, look great or look presentable on video. Okay. Some of them look like they're in a dark room, or the church is too dark.
Bad lighting.
Bad lighting. Some of them had some audio challenges, and then some of them didn't know how to incorporate graphic designs and graphics into their onto their live stream. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen a lot. There's a colleague that I know. His name is Dr. Timothy Farmer. He calls himself the church techno evangelist. He's been going around helping churches get the necessary equipment and recommending them on what they need to have a better live stream, because we are presenting the gospel of Jesus Christ, and I pray and hope is our goal to bring souls into Christ, into the kingdom of God, number one. And when I tell you, this brother has done such a wonderful job going from church to church, done a lot of great live streams on what churches can use, and also not only what they use, what they need to buy, because I love our African American church, but sometimes when we have our financial teams and our trustees, as we say in the Black church, that costs too much, and I'm like, well, in order for you to be for people to connect, you got to get the major equipment, better lighting, a soundboard, a sound opera engineer needs to be trained to make the live stream sound good, and for in person and for those that's going to watch it in the future, get better cameras, those kind of things. I just want to encourage our African American churches, don't worry about the cost. Do the best that you can to get what you can, maybe one by one, so that you can look more presentable, because sometimes these live streams are from churches. It takes just a few seconds for a person just to click off because I can't see the preacher, or the singer's microphone sounds crazy, that kind of thing. So
the audio is bad. So there's three things I gotta from what you've talked about. One, good audio. If you don't have good audio through your consistency of putting out a branded message, you're gonna lose the viewer. You're gonna lose it. Rather if it's on a live stream,
Right.
whether if you like I said it's a recorded. So in a sense, you're doing pre-recorded. You're having being given pre-recorded content to upload to the channel. But if the audio is bad, that one sermon now impacts your channel.
Right. And I have the right as a content creator to say, hey, look, I can't use this. I can't share this with our viewers because, Reverend, we can't see you.
Okay.
Sometimes I try to go into my videos editing system and try to tweak it up.
Mm-hmm.
But I just be honest, say, hey, look, I want to be fair, but I also want to be honest with the person with the client that I'm working with as well, with the minister I'm working with. Say, hey, look, we're going to have to find something else for me. I had a situation where another minister had another great sermon, but I saw more slides while he was preaching.
While he was preaching.
And the slides were up there for so long, you could hear him. Then all of a sudden, within like a minute or so, they put him back up on the screen. So I said, okay, listen, you got to find a way to show your slides for maybe like 5 to 8 seconds, and then put you back up on the screen, because what's going to happen is people are going to kind of disconnect. I said, you got to look at your numbers, see, okay, are your numbers going up? Are more people logging in, or they kind of logging off because they don't see you? Right. I said, okay, of course, when you get up to preach and minister, we do want people to see Christ coming through your message and God's word.
But at the same time, they need to see the individual who's giving the message. And see, one of the things that we had to do at our church for a period of time was our pastor had to come from behind the pulpit and put a podium on the floor, so that we as the audio and visual team can be, whether if you're using a webcam, whether if you're using your iPhone, whether if you're using a mirrorless or DLS camera, bring the person out of the pulpit so that the viewer can see the person, hear the person, and maybe pulling the person from the pulpit so you can have proper lighting. So let's put this from a YouTube standpoint, because we're talking to YouTubers this morning. We're talking about 5 tips on how to stay consistent on YouTube. Let's put this from a YouTube standpoint. And what you said is great. You got a preacher who's showing too many slides, or you can't see him, or you can't hear him. And so what that translates to us as content creators, we got to have good audio to have a consistent brand and message. We have to have good lighting, or you gotta be in front of the camera. You can't. I'm quite sure we've all did this, where we recorded a video, and as a result, you turn because I did a lot of my recording on my phone, and the camera was facing the other direction, and I didn't record myself. I'm recording the living room. We've all did this. Okay, so, but making sure that's good audio, good lighting, good visual, that you can be seen, you're in focus. You're not, even when you're on live stream, that when you look at yourself on camera on your live stream, is my head too far up where my head is cut off? Sometimes I'll be focused on, can they see the huddle? Well, they don't need to see the huddle merch. They need to see me. I need to be putting the content, so I need to be in focus. So those are all great tips on being able to have a consistent brand and message, because if you don't do those things, and the person is just going to click off your video, they're going to click off your live stream, even if you do have it in clips. So all great points. And
just one more thing,
go ahead.
When I just got to really go back to, as far as like the competitions of audiences.
Mm-hmm.
I said my competition of audiences, because, on the front row, the people that, like I said, that they want to watch just the preacher close the message out, the celebration, as we call it, or the hooping of the message. And, I just tell anybody, within the Christian arena, I mean, especially in the African American church, we feel like sometimes if we hear a preacher close out a message,
Mm-hmm.
oh, he or she is just an awesome, wonderful preacher and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I just love to hear him close out a sermon. And I've asked some people, I'm like, okay, can you just tell me why do you connect some more with just, hey, you want to see a preacher close out a message? And sometimes even on Facebook, because I mean, I'm connected with a lot of ministers. I can scroll down.
Mm-hmm.
Before I can click the video, I already know what the preacher's already doing by the movement.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie, some of it do scare me sometimes. Like, whoa,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to reach out to a minister. I said, hey, listen, I like to work with you, but I said, I want to show more people what you are bringing forth from your sermon on that day.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, then we'll give them dessert a little bit later.
Okay.
I mean, as far as your closing and stuff. I mean, I work with a lot of ministers and doing that as well too. I mean, but I'm like, let's not throw your clothes out there just yet. You at least want to try to, because I say you're presenting yourself to people that really don't know you. I mean, I got 123,000 subscribers, right?
Right.
I said, if you consistently provide content for me to edit and to put together, it's like, it's just like the new preacher coming to do a revival. We don't know who he or she is.
Mm-hmm.
We've never heard them preach before. Of course, I'm not saying I've heard every preacher though, but I know a vast majority of preachers that I've had opportunity to listen to preach before. I've heard snippets of them, but I said we're introducing you to a new platform and a new audience of people. It's like you're going to a new town to do a revival that you've never been to before. So I tell them in a heartbeat, I said, listen, don't just give me one sermon, and then you wait 6 months later, just give me another new sermon for me to work with you on that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I got a minister every other month. He give me 1-2 sermons a month, or give me 3 sermons a month to work with. Sometimes he'll give me a video of one of his associate ministers, but people recognize and remember, hey, that's Payne Chapel AME Church from Houston again. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe what? I'm going to log on Sunday morning and catch them, or I catch them on the replay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because they keep seeing that same sanctuary and the same minister over and over again. So that's another thing I have to work with our ministers too. I said, that's the consistency. I said, listen, I'm working on this sermon right now. Think about your next sermon. Okay.
Right.
Let's think about your next sermon. I said, because if my viewers are asking, hey, look, I want to watch Marvin Wiley. I want to watch another sermon. These other sermons you posted earlier, they're wonderful, great, but I want to see another one. I want to see another one. So, that consistency part, yeah, pray for the preachers on that.
Definitely. Definitely. Hey, if you're getting great value out of this discussion on 5 tips of how to stay consistent on YouTube, do me a favor, smash the like button, click the thumbs up, share this on your favorite social media channel, whether if it's Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, share this in your YouTube community tab, share this so that you can add value to someone else. And if you haven't had a chance to subscribe to this channel where we help you broaden your reach, your impact, and income through online video, we want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Team Replay. If you're watching this, give us a hashtag, stay consistent in the comment section. Just 2 more questions, Louis, and then we're going to go ahead and, as our good friend Sean Candle says, land the plane. Like you see, after a while, he starts to sound like a preacher. I'm in my closing. He just says land. He just says land the plane. 3 tips you've learned in your journey in getting your 100,000 subscribers. What were 3 tips that you would share with Team Live and Team Replay?
Mm-hmm. Reach out to your audience and find out what content they are connecting with. Mm-hmm. Don't be afraid to reach out to your audience, number one, and get feedback, because they're taking time out of their life to log online, to watch what you're providing for them to not only just enjoy, but to connect with. So connect with the audience.
Okay.
Number two, learning about your analytics of how you are connecting through your reach, your audience, knowing who your audience is, but also understanding big key thing. What time is my audience logging on to youtube.com to see what's going on? And I have to do my part to provide the necessary content for them to watch in the times that they are logging on as well too. So I call it the check-in time.
Okay.
I know sometimes hey, look, a lot of them are, again, they're working. My prayer is, okay, what can I share out there to the world when my audience logs on? It's just like, hey, church starts at 11 o'clock.
Right,
I want to prepare them as they're coming in to worship. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Third thing is, again, we touched on this before, is working on your scheduling and posting of your content. I say 16 years ago, I didn't have no schedule. I was just putting it out there and see if it was going to work. Putting it out there, see if it was going to work. Sometimes it did work, and then I want to say 3 years ago, I got on a real major schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So now my audience knows, and some of my subscribers, they know, hey, look, I'm going to see a new video on Tuesday. I'll see one on Thursday, maybe one on Friday or Sunday, and then Sunday after church.
Mm-hmm.
So I can get another, I say a double dose of the word,
Right.
Then again, I'm going to get another video on Tuesday. I'm going to get one on Thursday. I'm going to get one on Saturday or Sunday. So they'll know, hey, look, I'm holding myself accountable to do 3 to 4 videos a week. Mm-hmm. Sometimes maybe on those down days, when I'm reviewing content, now my accountability is maybe I need to throw a little preview out there to get them ready. Hey, look, you get ready to see the sermon on for married people. Hey, look, here's a short. And then what happens is, hey, I'm ready to watch the whole thing because I know Brother Rollins is going to provide that this time. I didn't do it, like I said, I didn't do it years ago. I just I was throwing a lot of appetizers out there, and to pique their interest and stuff. So that's what's really helped me. But then also, connecting with a graphic design artist. That's another thing that really helped me because, 16 years ago, I didn't know nothing about no thumbnails, no lower thirds, no end screens, no YouTube parts. Until I connected with the Think Media community. I didn't know nothing about that because I'm not a graphic designer. I just don't do that. But I found a person that could do some awesome thumbnails for me. Also, within my video preparation, I had to, make sure I got the right picture of the preacher that's preaching. Or sometimes the ministers would send me a professional photo of them. And I would tell my thumbnail designer, hey, look, I need something with just, this text. I need something that's look presentable, that's viewable. And also, another thing what I did within my thumbnails is, I don't know if anybody is familiar with the website CANVA.
Oh, yeah.
I was able to find some great images from there that connect with a sermon title. Like, I had a sermon that was titled by Dr. R.L. White, Are You in the Church? Was in the church in you. I found this beautiful picture of the church and a cool picture of him preaching. I'm talking about really preaching. And I was able to send it over to the graphic designer, and I had it within maybe like 30 minutes. And then people started seeing that thumbnail. Like how we said in the beginning, that's when I started noticing people were liking the video before it premiered.
Before it even premiered.
Something about that color, or something that it kind of draws them in,
Definitely. Speaking about appetizer, food for the soul, my man, Mr. Walter Rush is in the house. Good afternoon, my sir. For all my team live individuals still in the chat, I know we're going overtime here on the Huddle, but as long as you're getting great value, continue to give us a hashtag, stay consistent. And to my team replay, much love to you. Give us a hashtag, stay consistent in the comment section. So we covered the 5 tips. Plan out your videos, block out your time you need to schedule, batch out your content, shut out the distractions, have a consistent brand and message, and your 3 tips on your journey on 100,000 subscribers. My final question to you is this. In trying to stay consistent on YouTube, share with our audience just briefly for 2 minutes a point in your life where you were ready to give up on YouTube and saying, hey, look, this is not for me. How were you able to push through that moment?
Mm-hmm. Oh, well,
put you on the spot.
Well, I think it probably had to be around maybe like 10 years ago, 10, 11 years ago. I was kind of feeling like, okay, look, is this really working? But something just within me was like, hey, listen, I want you, God had to really just kind of just get my attention. He was like, don't forget, like, there's more people that need to hear my word, number one. He said, I know you want to achieve those goals of more views and more subscribers. Okay, but what's more important? Are those 2 things more important? He just pretty much broke it down to me. He was like, listen, if you got a testimony of somebody who gave their life to Christ, somebody probably in the wee hours of the night getting ready to probably, take their life. Or, hey, look, if you got that testimony of, hey, look, this sermon really changed my life, that overrides the views and the subscribers from the human side. Okay. And I never felt she'll forget one time there was a lady who comments a lot. Her name is Melissa. I'm not going to say her last name. But she was dealing with cancer. And every time I would see her name in my comment section, I said, there goes Melissa. She said, hey, Brother Rollins, she said, I'll be waiting on you every week because I know you're going to provide something from God's word that's going to help me stay encouraged as I go through chemotherapy. And God pretty much just said, that's why you're doing what you're doing now for people like her. He said, because if you stop, if you get distracted by church people, because we know how some church people are, they're not saved, they don't live for Jesus, that kind of thing. He said, that's like we were talking about distractions, by the opinions and, some ministers, I'm gonna be honest with some of them, they just be watching from a distance and all that kind of stuff, and then some ministers that I've encountered, some of their agendas are not to get people saved. It's about, I want them to see me, not see Christ. And that's why I have to take time in prayer or just in my meditation time with God as well too, to make sure, hey, look, is this going to, not only will it connect, but, will this minister to someone, this sermon or this video as well? But like I said, I go back to Melissa, I said, that's who I upload for. There's an elderly gentleman, Mr. Peter. I'm going to tell you something. I got maybe 5 or 6 top people that I know are going to comment and they're going to respond to our videos at all times. There's a lady named Sister Crummy. She beat everybody to it, She'd be like, come on, we need some more. Come on, she said, because some of these ministers are people I've never heard of before, but now I've taken the time to, send a donation to their ministry or just send a message to the church. Thank you for, this sermon. Thank you for just encouraging me today. They've connected with them on social media and on either platform. Hey, this has really, been a blessing to my life from God's word. But yeah, sometimes I've had those thoughts of giving up because again, I'm wrestling with that audience that just wants to be entertained. And I never shall forget, a YouTuber was put a question out there. He said, "Are you here to entertain? Or are you here to educate?"
Let me stop for a minute, because you know what? You just said something that's Melissa. Let's go back to Melissa. And what came to me was, as a content creator, you got 100,000, over 123,000 subscribers. And I couldn't expect you to know the name of everybody. But you know Melissa.
Mm-hmm.
Melissa is the one person that that God has told you the reason why you doing all of this. It ain't for the silver play button, which I've blessed you with and gave you. It ain't for all the views. Right. It ain't for the YouTube AdSense, and it's not for all the branding. It's for Melissa. And so the question that I have for every content creator on Team Live that's watching this live stream, maybe you tuned in, maybe you haven't. Do you know your Melissa? Male or female, do you know your Melissa, the person that keeps coming back to your YouTube channel to watch your content, especially in those times where you get discouraged, when you don't want to stay consistent? You don't want to plan out content. You don't want to block out content time to batch out. You don't want to shut out the distractions. You don't want to worry about putting content. Do you know your Melissa? Put in the chat for me, yes or no. Do you know your Melissa? Maybe your Melissa's a male.
And Brother Walter,
go ahead.
I say it like this. And sometimes you talk about to give it up. And I've had to understand this too. There are times where I can prepare a video. It's just like preparing a good, big Thanksgiving feast or a home cooked meal that you've been slaving in the kitchen over and over, all day long. That's how it is with some of the videos I do. I'm like, hey, I'm taking time to watch the video, review the video. Okay, where I need to put my lower thirds, how I need to prep my meal. Okay, so I can present the meal to my viewers. Okay, there are times where I can post that video and share it onto my YouTube channel. Notify my viewers or notify people on my personal Facebook page or the Brother Rollins Videos for Christ Facebook page. And there's sometimes where some folk, I maybe get like one like, or some people, they'll just scroll past it. And you feel like, okay, maybe I just want to just take a break and just give this up because you feel like nobody's interested, and sometimes that does happen.
Yes, right.
Because again, I'm still wrestling with, dealing with that crowd again. They just want to hear the, oh Lord, all right, Andy, all right, Andy, all right. Because if I put that title, sermon close, and if it's a sermon close video, everybody's right there. I mean, I'm talking about trying to bust the doors down,
Right.
You're gonna be right there, Oh man, he showed did close, that dude can preach. He or she can preach, They right there. But let it just be a normal sermon sometimes. And, that's sometimes my frustration throughout the month. And, I'm saying, all right, Lord, I just need you to work a miracle. And then, I have to do my part too, that, hey, look, I asked some of my personal friends and family to share this video. And if I can just get one person, even if they just send a message back to me or just put in the comment section, hey, man, this sermon was great. I got something from the sermon today that's going to help me to become a better disciple of Christ. I'm good. I'm fine.
Right. That's what the Melissas are looking for.
Yes.
They're not looking for the theatrics and looking for the minister to jump over 10 cheers and trying to do a closing for the 13th time.
Yeah. And you know what? Another thing is too, a lot of times when people do come to the channel, a lot of people sometimes they just pour their soul out and they ask, they give me a prayer request. And I tell all the YouTubers this: take the time when people do comment on your video, please give them a heart or give them a like, or just simply just say, hey, thanks for watching. A simple thank you. That means a lot to a lot of them because they're sacrificing time in their day to maybe sit on their couch, at their desk, on their phone or their mobile device, or even on their TV. Sit down and watch what you have prepared. Say thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you makes room for more.
It definitely makes room for more.
Please do that, because if you consistently do that, we talk about consistency again. Consistently connect with the audience in that way too, because they have done an awesome job in writing something positive. Now, you as a YouTuber, you have the right to screen your comments before you can make them live. Okay. I tell any other YouTubers as well too, yes, people can give their feedback, but you have that right to say, hey, look, I understand they're giving their opinion about this, or sometimes it's a lot of spam out there too. So you have the right to hit the spam button on those comments and stuff. But sometimes it's just like, my friends and family, I'm meeting them every week, meeting them for coffee or something like that, meeting them for lunch or something. Hey, there goes Kate Crummy. Yeah, I know she's gonna be on here. I know there goes Melissa. There goes Mr. Singleton, and there goes Brother Will or David, Brother David. Hey, they're gonna come in. One of my viewers, I used to work with him at a call center a long time ago. He'll send me the video that premiered on my channel. I'm like, David. Okay. I said, you are paying attention. Huh?
Oh yeah, the Melissas, male or female, will let you know. So, someone on Team Replay is going to watch this, and they're going to want to get more information about your channel. Maybe even have their church send some information to you. How do they get in contact with you so that they, be able to take advantage of your services that you offer?
Well, what they can do is they can go to my our media website, which is videos, videos, the number 4, Christ.com. And they can connect with me there. We have advertising information on how you can have your sermon or your video posted onto our platform. We welcome all ministers as well. But also they can hit the log in to my YouTube channel, as you see right here. I got the shirt here, Brother Rollins, BROTHA Rollins, and they can type that into the YouTube.com search engine, and they can hit that subscribe button as well. And also, we have a Facebook page where you can type in Brother Rollins, the same letters here as well, and that's how they can connect with me as well. And I look forward to providing more content from God's word, and that souls may be added into the kingdom of God as well.
Hey, Louis, I appreciate you sharing that with everything is in the description, but I wanted to bring you back on. I promised I'd bring you back on so we could talk about you getting that silver play button and just sharing your story and incorporating it with a discussion such as this about staying consistent on YouTube. So I want to thank you for being a part of this great episode in live stream this morning, even though we went over time. But hey, it's okay. This is for the Melissas, male or female, that's going to be on Team Replay. So question of the day for those of you who are still Team Live this morning or who are just joining in on YouTube. Question of the day: you're a content creator on YouTube, creating content. Right now, you're kind of having a tough moment where you're discouraged. You're thinking about giving up. You don't want to do this anymore because you just don't see the views. You don't see the subscribers. You're just basically chasing numbers. Okay, let's call it for what it is. I did it too. But who is the Melissa that has not commented in your comment section or the chat of your live stream? Who is the Melissa that's out there that you have to keep going? Maybe you know them, maybe you don't. Put in the chat or the comment section the Melissa, male or female, that needs to help you to keep going. There's someone in your audience that you're making content from. And they may not want to make themselves known to you yet. They just want to see, are you about the numbers, or are you truly about the audience? Are you about the subscribes, the subs, or are you truly about the audience and adding value? Drop down in the comment section on Team Replay and Team Live. Let's keep real talk here as content creators. There's a Melissa out there. There's a Melissa out there, male or female. Maybe it's not Melissa. Maybe it's Michael. Okay, it's a Michael out there that you got to make content for, that you are encouraging. You're teaching them that they have skills and abilities that they can use on YouTube too, but they're watching you. They're watching you during those moments when you have a loved one that passes away. They're watching you during those moments when you lose not one income, but you lose two incomes. They're watching you during those moments where you, at one time, you had health insurance, dental and vision insurance, and you don't have no insurance. Are you going to still creating content? You said you wanted to do this. So let's keep it real talk. So that's the question of the day. I know that's a little lengthy, but I thought it was relevant to put. And so I want to thank my boy Louis for coming back on, for being a co-host on the Huddle this morning. And my editor is going to be like, "What, man? This is a long one. We're gonna have to work with this one. Real Chicago, we're gonna have to work with this one here. We're gonna have to chop this baby up, because there's a lot of great content." But I want to thank every team live, from Captain Ash Bolin all the way from London, and my man Robert Tiedemann, my man Walter Rush, Food for the Soul. Check out Ash Bolin's Podcasters Hub, Creators Hub YouTube channel, and check out Food for the Soul, Walter Rush. And I'm waiting for my man Robert Tiedemann Senior to tell me, hey, I got that YouTube channel started. And so we're excited, but we're gonna go ahead and get this over with. We know people got stuff to do depending on the time zone, in the afternoon or in the evening. So we want to be respectful for people's time. But I want to thank you all for tuning in this morning, this afternoon. And as we close out, we always close out saying, many are the plans in a person's heart, but it's truly the Lord's purpose that will prevail in your life. Make a quality decision today and let God's purpose prevail in your life. Talk to Louis in the green room as we go off there. See you next week.
Bye, y'all.